You're watching To The Point. I'm Smita Sharma. We will focus now on that big war that's happening in Uttar Pradesh. Not just between the different political parties, but it's the family rivalry. It's the Yadav Pari war. It has intensified over ticket distribution, snubbed by Mulayam Singh Yadav or Netaji over ticket distribution. Akhilesh Yadav is now to meet his father. But where is this Parivar headed? Joining us tonight on this discussion, Juhi Singh of the Samajwadi Party. Also, GVL Narasimha Rao of the BJP and Executive Editor Javed Ansari in the studio. Let's just tell you that the rift within the Samajwadi Party family has intensified further, with both Akhilesh and his close aides expressing disappointment over ticket distribution. And Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav is all set to meet father Mulayam Singh Yadav. The SP chief announced the list of candidates on 325 seats for the party on Wednesday. In a clear message to his son Akhilesh, 8 of the Shivpal Yadav loyalists, Akhilesh's uncle, who had earlier been sacked by the chief minister, were given tickets, ignoring Akhilesh's nominees. Not just that, SP chief also said that no one will be projected as the chief ministerial candidate. The move seems to indicate that Mulayam is upset with his son for revolting against Uncle Shivpal Yadav. Mulayam has also made it clear that his party won't enter into an alliance with any party, quashing all reports of a Maha Gadbandhan in Uttar Pradesh. Meanwhile, Akhilesh loyalists who are denied tickets have been flooding at the chief minister's residence in Lucknow.
समाजवादी पार्टी की प्रत्याशियों की एक नई लिस्ट जारी है, क्या मानना है आपका, आपके रोक में जो आपने लिस्ट दी?
मेरी जानकारी में नहीं है अभी लिस्ट में क्या है। मैं समझता हूँ जिनको मैं समझता था जो जीत सकते हैं, मैंने भी एक सूची राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी को दी थी, जिसमें जानकारी के बाद कि ये जीत सकते हैं और उन नामों पे चर्चा हो, वो नाम मैंने राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी को दिए थे। अभी नई सूची आई है, कुछ नाम ऐसे हैं जिनकी शायद टिकट कटी है। मैं फिर राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी से कहूँगा कि ऐसे लोग जिन्होंने काम अच्छा किया है, जो अपने क्षेत्र में जीत सकते हैं, उनकी दोबारा विचार किया जाए। उनका
आप क्या गठबंधन की जो बात चल रही थी वो पूरी तरह से खत्म हो गई है? समाजवादी पार्टी कोई अलायंस नहीं करेगी, ये ऑफिशियल हो गया?
हाँ, ये तो पहली बार कह रही हूँ, समाजवादी पार्टी का किसी से गठबंधन नहीं होगा। हमारे यहाँ कभी नहीं किया जाता और पार्टियों में किया जाता है, तो वे धाराशाही हो जाते हैं। हमारी पार्टी में पहले कोई नहीं किया जाता है और जब विधानमंडल दल की बैठक होती है तब तक हो जाता है। पहले भी हमने नहीं किया, हमने कभी नहीं किया। हाँ, हमारे नाम पर एक बार जनरल ने जरूर कर दिया, उन्होंने जरूर किया, 2 बार किया उन्होंने जनरल में हमारे नाम का। अब उनकी इच्छा थी, उन्होंने कहा तुम नहीं समझते हो, आपका नाम जाएगा तो टिकट बहुत ज़्यादा मिलेगा, कन्फ्यूजन नहीं करेंगे, आपके नाम को हम जारी करेंगे।
Okay, so we have Juhi Singh of the Samajwadi Party joining us from Lucknow, GVL Narasimha Rao from Delhi, Javed Ansari, Executive Editor in the studio. Juhi Singh, coming to you first. Shivpal Yadav there, of course, hoping that the party will win back a majority in the next elections as well. But here it looks like you're not fighting with other parties. The fight is within. It's a Akhilesh Yadav versus a Mulayam Yadav story at the moment.
Smita, the national president has released a list of 300 and something candidates, and the chief minister, with his style of great accommodation and patience, has also said that the people who have been denied tickets, or the people who he thinks can win elections, he will refer their names again to the national president. So it's a series of negotiation. As of now, our instructions are to work with the
Juhi, is it a series of negotiations or is it actually snubbing of Akhilesh Yadav? When the father comes in and says there is no CM face, Akhilesh Yadav is the current CM, he has been promising the development plank. Is it negotiation or snubbing?
No, it's not snubbing, because for the Samajwadi Party, for every candidate who works or for every worker, it's very clear that our Chief Minister is Akhilesh Yadav, and he will continue to be our Chief Minister and lead us into the elections. The National President, I've again not heard, maybe talking of the procedure of the way he is elected, but we are not in any doubt about our leader at all.
You're not in any doubt, Javed Ansari. Is that the message that is percolating down to the SP cadres, that there is no doubt who is the leader?
Look, logically, Akhilesh Yadav should have been announced. I find it extremely strange. I don't know of another parallel where a sitting chief minister has not been projected as the chief minister. So this is very strange.
And that too a sitting chief minister who has been doing some development work.
Well, absolutely. And if you don't have any reservations, then the national president ought to have projected him.
Okay, and Juhi Singh, before I go to GVL, also the list that Mulayam Singh Yadav has now projected 8 of the people who lost their posts recently because of Akhilesh Yadav, they are back on the list. What do you make of it?
See, they were our MLAs. They lost their post as ministers. But again, the chief minister has also referred many names to the national president, and he has made a statement that I am going to speak to the national president about them again. So I will really have to wait for the conclusive talks to take place. But I would logically treat it as a procedure of finalizing lists and announcing, and let's hope that we set to rest all these questions very fast, because elections are approaching and we are supposed to really start preparing for them.
Well, Juhi, I do understand that your position right now to defend what is going on is a difficult one, and you are doing it with much grace. But GVL Narasimha Rao, what is playing out in Uttar Pradesh, is that giving a lot of smiles to the BJP at the moment?
Smita, certainly it's an internal matter of Samajwadi Party, but because they are also a party in power, and because this is an unending saga of family feud that has been publicly fought for the last several months, certainly it has exposed the chinks in the armor of the Samajwadi Party. I think their own claims of development actually are not visible on the ground, and on top of it you have a party that is pulling in different directions within the patriarch's family itself. So this is a party that is unraveling itself even before heading into the polls. I think the dissensions in the party, the kind of infighting and feud in the party is clear. I think every candidate in this election now will be marked as an Akhilesh candidate and a Shivpal candidate, and not as a Samajwadi Party candidate. And the names of criminals, people who are considered to be dons, I think they feature on the list. You have Mukhtar Ansari's brother on the list. You have Atiq Ahmed, who was recently again in the news for his maybe 70th or 80th charge sheet against him. He's on the list. I think they have collected the best of criminals in Uttar Pradesh.
What about the best of criminals that the BJP has collected, GVL Narasimha Rao?
5 years.
What about the best of criminals? Sushil Singh, 24 cases. Nephew of Brajesh Singh, Keshav Maurya. Guddu Pandit. You all have also collected criminals.
These are dons. I have given you names. You give me names.
I'm giving you names.
No,
Guddu Pandit. There is Sushil Singh. There is Keshav Maurya. State BJP chief, there are all a lot of criminal cases pending against them.
No, I think, come on, it is highly irresponsible on your part to equate dons with somebody who is facing political charges.
Yes.
I think this is highly unbecoming of you.
Is it unbecoming, Javed? Is it unbecoming? Do you think these comparisons are unbecoming?
All the charges against them, and let's discuss.
GVL, Smita is quoting from the
Mukhtar Ansari, Atiq Ahmed. Where is the comparison?
Okay.
Brajesh Singh's nephew is your party MLA. He has cases against him. Just because he's in your party doesn't mean that he's become innocent. The same yardstick must apply to everybody.
No, certainly. You see, if anybody, I think you are entitled to raise those questions. We have not declared our candidates. When
he's your party MLA.
I think you are entitled to make these comments. So do not really prejudge.
Okay.
Not prejudge.
Okay, we are not prejudging, but let me take the point that you made to Juhi Singh. Juhi Singh, do you think the party is unraveling, as GVL Narasimha Rao puts it? Is the Samajwadi Party crumbling?
No, it's not. We will put together, and the names which have been mentioned, these were the particular names I think which the Chief Minister had an objection to. I hope again that we will be able to come to a very early conclusion to these different viewpoints, but the Samajwadi Party stays together under the leadership of the Chief Minister.
But does the development plank go for a toss? Does the development plank go for a toss when you have names of gangsters and dons in the list? What happens to the development plank of
Smita,
Akhilesh Yadav?
I hope that we will stay with the development plank, and that's what the Chief Minister has been working for almost now. The 5 years are coming to an conclusion.
You are hoping, so which means there are apprehensions in the party right now? Apprehensions in people like you in the party right now?
The questions are legitimate, I would say, because the names are there on the list. So for me to say that completely ignore it or brush it in the carpet would not be honest. But I know my Chief Minister, and I hope that he will be able to guide us to that early conclusion and bring the development bank back to the forefront.
I must say that's very brave of you to accept that. Javed, do you see this faction, this faction that wants development to be a promise and the other faction that still wants caste equations and muscle power to be? Is this going to cost Samajwadi Party heavily?
Look, it has already begun to cost them. They haven't done themselves any favor. They are buffeted by their case has been considerably weakened because of this constant, unending infighting between uncle and nephew, and now between uncle and father on one side and the son on the other. So they haven't done themselves any favors at all. They are the only party which haven't yet commenced campaigning. Even the Congress party, which is arguably the weakest, which is placed number 4 in the state, has been out there campaigning, but the Samajwadis haven't. So they have nobody else but their own leadership to blame.
Okay, if that is the case, GVL Narasimha Rao, how is the BJP viewing the Samajwadi Party at the moment? Your demonetization move seems to have definitely impacted the BSP, and if Mulayam Singh Yadav says that no tie-up with anybody, so basically all that Congress and Samajwadi Party alliance possibilities not coming through at the moment, it becomes a four-cornered fight. How is the BJP viewing the SP at the moment?
We are, Smita, we are looking at a big victory in Uttar Pradesh. I would like to take benefit from your own poll, which was conducted several months ago, about 2-3 months ago, where you put us at about 180 seats. I think it was your poll and I was on the show. And we were the front runners 2 months ago. But today we think we are far ahead of our position 2.5 months ago. Certainly we are looking at a big mandate, not just a simple majority. And opposition party, we don't really see. SP was a possible, I think, a rival for us earlier, but the manner in which they unraveled, I think they have actually slided greatly in the last 2.5 months. So they don't seem to be anymore even a rival for us. But clearly the fight would be for the second and third slot and not for the winners.
But I think it's too early to predict that way. Juhi Singh, what would you say? You're not even a possible rival for the BJP now in Uttar Pradesh.
The BJP can be happy. They have a lot of justifications to give out on the 1st of January with their so much publicized demonetization drive, and the fact that they've done nothing in the 2.5 years. Not even 73 villages have they taken care of in Uttar Pradesh. But yes, they have a right to question us now, and we'll put our house into together. I have full confidence in that.
But how will you put it together? We've seen this play out over and over again, Juhi Singh.
Look, most of the candidates on the list are candidates which all parties agree to. There may be few which the Chief Minister does not want, and there may be few which have not been accommodated.
And aren't those few the most difficult ones to solve? Aren't those few the most difficult ones to solve?
Most difficult ones, which is why I said that otherwise I would have said 100% we'll have a final list in tomorrow. But yes, they are the most difficult ones. But again, I have faith in the Chief Minister and his convincing power, and our National President and his rationality to come together on that one.
Javed Ansari, how are you looking at the election? GVL Narasimha Rao right here, of course, citing one of our own surveys and saying that SP doesn't even look like a strong rival at the moment, doesn't even look like a possible rival. Is that a right reading to make at the moment?
Well, there is no doubt that BJP is in pole position in Uttar Pradesh, and the SP hasn't done itself any favors because of this infighting. They've gone and undermined their own Chief Minister, the trump card, his development work, his the kind of niche that he had carved out for himself, his attempt to try and wean the party away, take the party away from stuff that it was initially bracketed with. The BSP has its own share of problems. I agree with GBL to the extent that BJP is in pole position, and the extent of victory that he's talking of, it's to be expected that the BJP will talk up its chances, as will all the other parties.
Okay, but GVL, if in case the Congress and the SP were to come together, despite all that is happening in politics, even a day is a long time. So tomorrow what happens, we really cannot predict at this point in time. If that alliance were to be formed, How would that play out for you?
It would increase the margin for the BJP, because any seats that SP gives to the Congress party, they would directly, without a contest, fall in the BJP's lap. Because the Congress doesn't exist anywhere in Uttar Pradesh, and Javed possibly has travelled to many places. I would like him to narrate 3-4 assembly constituencies where Congress is in a strong position to win or to at least emerge as number 2. I can't think of even 2 assembly constituencies in the entire state of Uttar Pradesh. So any seats given to Congress would be like would be throwing them into water. It's simply surrendering seats.
Do you agree that? I see Javed smiling here.
Again, you know, GVL has every right to talk up his chances and deride the opponent's prospects. But the fact of the matter is that yes, GVL's party should be very, if I were a BJP political manager, I'd be very happy with what is happening today. The anti-BJP vote will be split 3 ways. The BJP won 73 seats with close to 40% of the votes, and that even if there has been a reduction in that, they'll get enough votes to see them through.
And this gets strengthened, Juhi Singh, by what plays out, because you know, you have the party old guard clearly not backing a young minister who you believed was doing his work.
Smita, I'll wait and see till GVL announces his list, and the way they have been collecting people from different parties, I am looking forward to the fact that how are they going to adjust that. Just wait a week, we'll have everything on the platter, and then we'll see the poll figures as to how they finalize their lists and how it's going to be a consensus list. We'll wait for it.
But Juhi, how do you see things playing out in the next 24 hours? You know, for Mulayam Singh Yadav to come out and say there is no CM face in this election. There couldn't have been a bigger snub than that. That Shivpal Yadav still stands strong in the party now.
I hope to see another statement from him in, let's say, if not the next 24 hours, at least in the next few days, which will establish our Chief Minister as the Chief Ministerial candidate officially again.
GVL, one final comment from you in 30 seconds. Juhi Singh says that she's waiting for your list to come out and you will also be facing a lot of these problems.
But no. I think, you see, I don't know, if you have ears close to the ground, there has been a lot of buzz, there has been a lot of movement of political leaders from across all parties wanting to join to the BJP.
Okay.
And that's generally a good indication. And in a state like Uttar Pradesh, let me be honest, and Javed would back me on this, I think political loyalties for a large number of leaders are really not there. I think you find SP candidate next time contesting on BSP ticket, next time on Congress ticket, and then trying to get into BJP. This Uttar Pradesh is a state where long-term political loyalties simply do not seem to happen.
So lots of other party people rolling towards the BJP seems what you are indicating at this point in time. But we'll leave it there. Juhi Singh, GVL Narasimha Rao and Javed Ansari.
This is the reality.
Many thanks for joining us. Clearly, of course, Uttar Pradesh elections is always a dream for any journalist to be covering the story, and the story just got bigger as this parivar intensified. But that's what we have on To The Point tonight. News and updates continue on India Today. If you have been, thanks for watching. Goodbye.